Hi, day 3 of the bear hunt, and so far nothing. Winter seems to have been hanging on a little bit longer this year than last year, so end of April, and we just had snow a few minutes ago, but it didn't stick. So I don't know if the bears are moving too much. Fish and Wildlife said they're just starting to come out. A few people have brought bears in, but not too many yet. But we'll just keep hunting. So I wanted to show everybody some of the stuff I'm bringing with me. And this is what I would consider traveling light. I don't leave with less than this, really. You never know when a half day turns into an overnight because you got stuck someplace or, God forbid, an injury, what have you. So there's my bow. I've got 4 broadheads with me and 1 judo point so I can stump shoot and maybe a little small game. I carry my phone. There's no reception here, so I shut it off and put it in the backpack. Oh, and by the way, I make sure I tell my wife where I'm going. Don't know exactly, but like today is Lion Creek Road, so if something happened or I didn't come back, the rangers could come here and find the truck or wherever the truck is parked and then look from there for somebody. That's a good tip for everybody. Get in the habit of telling somebody at home where you're going to go, at least the general area. Rain gear, it also protects against the wind. The wind gets pretty rough here. Because rifle season and archery overlap during bear season here in Montana, you have to wear your blaze orange, even if you're archery hunting. I carry a handgun, and I'm not in general a big handgun guy, but this is grizzly territory, and I've gotten some conflicting information. A lot of the authorities prefer pepper spray. A lot of the old-timers prefer the handguns. I'm kind of on the fence. What I found is up here a few times the wind was so bad, I don't think the pepper spray would have been effective. I would have had to be too close to the bear. So I don't know. I will say that if you choose to go the handgun route, from what little bit I know, you need an adequate handgun, which means a powerful handgun, and that's not easy to shoot. It's I have that 44 Magnum, and I have hot loads for it, factory loads, and that is not a comfortable gun to shoot. So I practice with lighter loads, and then that's going to be just for emergencies. By the way, I don't travel anywhere with a loaded gun. The shells leave the gun right into the box, and the box is separate from the gun. I want no handgun problems. Extra sweater, so I have the extra sweater, extra jacket in the backpack. I'll put my orange on before I leave. Wishful thinking, some gloves in case I get something to clean it. A couple of hot packs, my shooting glove. I take a spare shooting glove. I have 2 flashlights. I have 2 compasses. 1 compass in my backpack, and I have another one I'm wearing on me. Knife, a couple of knives I have for trimming branches. If I find a spot that I really like and I want to sit still and quiet for a little while, I can prune a little bit around me. And for cutting bigger limbs, I have this little brush saw. Extra water. I have some first aid bandages with me and a space blanket. And in case I do get caught here overnight, it's very cold. So that's it. Let's go see what we can do today. Okay, today is Tuesday, May 10th. And the weather finally broke over the weekend. It was in the mid-60s when I got out here. Today it's in the high 50s right now. The snowpack is finally starting to melt. There's grass on the logging roads, and I'm trying a different spot today. I was just wandering through the woods looking for some clearings. Still no sign of bears. Fish and Wildlife said that they're just starting to get a few bears in, rifle hunters. So just have to stick with it. I only have a week and a half left that I can hunt. I have to go to New York for my son's graduation from college. So I'm going to miss the last week in May, which would probably be the best week this year because of the long winter that we had. So I can't really change up my tactics. There's nothing else to do right now with early bear spot and stalk that I know of except look for grassy areas when they're just starting to kickstart their digestive system, eating the wet grasses, and that's about the only thing I can think of to do right now. Another day, another spot, real pretty spot I found, north of where I was, an area called the North Fork of the Flathead River, and all the runoff, all the tributaries are really flowing hard now. They're expecting some possible flooding here because we had heavy snows and late winter. Now all of a sudden the temperature is getting up into the high 60s every day, and the runoff is starting from the mountains, and I don't know if the river is going to hold it. We're getting some flooding already. We'll see what happens, but real pretty spot. This is the kind of road that we've been looking for. I'll talk as loud as I can. This is the kind of road that we've been looking for. Real green, lush grass, kind of dampish. And this is what the bears usually need to kind of kickstart, jumpstart their digestive system after hibernation. So we finally found one of the right kind of roads, but it's got no bears. What are we doing? Edward, what do you suggest? Stop laughing.
Keep walking.
Keep walking. On our way to do some bear hunting and came across a moose. Let's see how close I can get to this guy. About 7:30, and I found one more spot that I want to try before the night's over. I have about another hour and a half, I guess. As you can see, there's a telephone pole, and I'm about a quarter of a mile off a road. There's a telephone pole that way, and another one past it, and then I have a run of utility poles. I don't know if you can see them, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow this run. It's not quite as pronounced as the logging roads, but hopefully there'll be some grassy spots, and maybe I can find a bear feeding. Today with my friend Ed Downey. Hey Ed, what's up buddy? Still looking for bears and still aren't finding any. I think it's just going to be late season for them because of the long winter we had. But we did come across this utility pole, which has been all clawed up by bears. It was all the way up. You can see the claw marks, and they really did some damage here on this utility pole. And look how worn away it is. And show them the fur. See, there's a nail sticking out, and we got bear fur on it, bear hair. So, yep, this is a place, but it wasn't this year. It was probably last year. And we'll be back here again. And these are the kind of easements we're looking for. Hopefully find one with more grass on it than this one. This one's kind of brushy. I'll see if we can find another spot. Well, I just saw my first bear on this trip, and it was a brown-colored black bear. It was big, but I had to wait to make sure it wasn't a grizzly, because I'm not allowed to shoot a grizzly, and I missed my opportunity. But that's what it's all about. So I'm very happy to see my first bear here. He was a nice size, but I was afraid he was a grizzly, and then he got my wind, and that was it. Let's see if I can get up on him. Okay, that was pretty exciting. First black bear I've seen of this trip, but it had a brown color to it, so some people refer to that as cinnamon phase or cinnamon colored black bear. But I was afraid it might have been a grizzly, so I didn't take cover right away behind a tree. I stayed out with my binoculars to try and get a good look at it. And right about the time I realized it was a black bear, just a brown colored black bear like the one I had shot last year, the wind changed on me. And I'm standing by some moss, and if you can see, that moss hanging down, it keeps going back and forth as the wind changes. So I had a wind change, and just when I had decided that it was a black bear and I was going to take cover, I'm standing right on its path. I would have had a good shot at it. So just as I had decided it was a black bear and get ready to take cover and fumbling to get the camera out to get some footage of it, the wind changed. I watched the moss. I'm looking up. I see the moss go right towards the bear, same direction. I'm like, no. So that was it. It winded me, and I caught a little footage of it running away. That might be it for tonight. I'm going to hang out a little bit longer. It's starting to get late, and then just come back and hit it again tomorrow. Yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, was the closest encounter I've had so far with a bear this season. Wind changed, I got busted, and that was the end of my chance. So I only have a few days left. I only have 3 days left that I can hunt this year for bears, and I'm still in the Swan Mountain Range. That's the area that I'm at, and I'm trying a different spot. I want to let that spot where I got busted yesterday quiet down for another couple of days, and I'll make that my last spot. So let's see if I can make something happen here tonight. I've been hunting this trail in this area along the Swan River, and it was nice because I'd seen the one bear here, not too much activity though, and no other hunters. And sure enough, as I'm walking down that same trail, there's some fresh bear scat, maybe I don't know, day or two old. So here's the trail. It's right on the middle of the trail. This is the trail where I had seen the bear, further down. So it's the right place, and it's starting to become the right time. Just that the late winter holding on had the bears coming out of hibernation late, and the season ends today, May 31st, but I think that next week things could really be hopping here. But that's the way it goes. Good scouting for next year.